In lesson 2, we're going to talk about our arithmetic sequences, which again are our formulas, and we're going to stay with explicit right now, that involve adding and subtracting as our pattern. So if we look at the first one here, we are going to be, the sequence of squares shown below follows in this pattern until there are no sequences left. Write an explicit formula for b of n, the number of blocks in the nth term. So in the first one, there's 16, in the second there's 14, third there is 12. So remember, the two things we need to write an explicit formula. We need a first term, which in this case, for the first term is 16, and we need a pattern. In this case, we are subtracting 3 squares. So our formula is going to be b sub n equals our first term minus, and I wrote minus 3, I mean minus 2. So minus 2 times n minus 1. So you remember, you are always going to subtract or add that number one less times than the term you are looking for. Therefore, that's where the n minus 1 comes into play. For each sequence, state the first term, the common difference, and a formula. So the first term is always the easy part. In this case, the first term is 15. Our common differences, well, from 15 to 22, 22 to 29, and so on. Our pattern is plus 7. So our formula is then going to be a sub n equals 15 plus 7 times n minus 1. If we look at the next one, the first term is negative 6. Our common difference, and we got to pay very close attention here. So as we go from negative 6 to negative 25, negative 25 to negative 44, we are subtracting 19. So our formula then is going to be a sub n equals negative 6 minus 19 times n minus 1. For the third one, we want to consider an arithmetic sequence where a sub 3 is negative 10 and a sub 5 is 14. Write an explicit formula for a sub n and find a sub 22. So just like we did in class, we now have to figure out a little bit more here. So from negative 10 to 14, and we want to be careful on our signs here, is 24 spaces. Now we're only going to add that 24 2 times. So as we go from here, it's only 1 to the middle and then 1 over. So we're only going to divide that by 2, and that's going to give us our 12. So there's our common difference. And if we check that here, negative 10 plus 12 is 2, 2 plus 12 is 14. So now we're going to work our way backwards to get our first term. So if we subtract 12 from negative 10, we get negative 22. And if we subtract 12 from negative 22, we get to negative 34. So our first term is negative 34. Our common difference, or our pattern, is plus 12. So our formula is going to be a sub n equals negative 34 plus 12 times n minus 1. If we want to find the 22nd term, all we're going to do is plug in a 22 in for n. So if we do 12 times 21, we get 252. We subtract 34 from that, and we are going to get a 22nd term of 218.